Hello and welcome back to Coin Jam, and here we have our second unboxing of graded coins. This is our second lot back. There's 100 coins here to look through, and we're going to see what grades we got and how we've done and how we've improved over last time. So grab some popcorn and let's get started. Okay, so if you are a subscriber to our channel, you may have seen our video from last year where we did the same thing. We had 6 boxes, and that was our first returned submission from PCGS via Imperial Coins in Brisbane. And we went through them all and we saw what grades we got. And there were some nice ones and there were some disappointments. This is our second lot. These were sent off in the first week of January, and we got them back a few days ago. And we're going to take a look through these ones. Now, a couple of things to say. Last time I did the opening fresh, I hadn't seen them or seen any grades until I opened them on the video. These I have had to have a quick peek at because there was a slight issue I had to check out as soon as possible. So I've had a quick look at some of them, but I haven't memorized all grades. I haven't seen everything. The other thing to mention is if you watched the last video, we had 2 that were mentioned on the video, but we had 4 cases of coins we wanted to send back, and these ones came back with this lot. So these were all reholdering situations. So we had this changeover $2. It had been misclassified as the standard 2016 version when it was actually the anniversary edition. So it's simply just been put into a new holder. It's kept the same grade. I don't know if they always review the grades when they reholder them. I know sometimes there is a risk that I think it may be with crossovers, certainly they don't. This a 64 Rosemary simply had a scratch on the case. Thankfully the scratch was visible on the scan they did, so that it could be easily proven that I hadn't scratched it. Similarly, this had a scratch on it, and there was no way I was going to allow this to have a scratch on it. It was quite a nasty physical scratch. You could feel it down the centre. So that's been reholded. That's a nice PR70 of this anniversary 50 cents. And finally, this moon landing 5 cents had been placed in the other way around. So it had the Queen's head on the front, like you would normally do with standard circulating versions, but because this is commemorative, we really want that nice design on the front, so we had that turned around. There was no charge for those, thanks to Imperial Coins. So those I thought I would show you if you did see the first video. So let's get started. Because I have had to go through them, I have managed to put them into some slight order, because when they first came they were in literally no order whatsoever. So let's get started on the first box. Okay, opening up box number 1. Let's just move this slightly so I can see them as they come out. Okay, so we have the Firefighter, $2 coin, the Cement version. So this is the version that came on a card. Although they did both versions on a card, but this is the one with the special Cement C, if you can see it there, the little letter C, which they do for all the $2 colour releases. I was a little late getting these graded, so you've probably seen these around if you're in tune with the market. But the good thing about this for me was I had a large quantity. If you remember the last video, I had mostly single or doubles of each coin, whereas this one was a true test for me. I had about 50 of these Cements, and I picked the best 14 of those to send off for grading, applying what I had learnt from the previous grades in terms of selecting them, so that I could really hope to get the very best ones. So here we've got a 67, which is okay. It's quite nice. nice not to be any lower than that. So we won't look at every single one. 67, okay, another 67, 68. So that's the kind of target I was aiming for. Just for your information, there's been some 69s, not too many. Mostly have been 68 or below. There's been no 70s. Some cements in the past have hit 70, but not for a while. So that's very nice. 68, and I imagine, yep, 68. We're going to have a few of them. Yeah, that's great. 68. 68. 68. Okay, need to be careful with these cases. 68. 68. So most of this box is going to be the same. Yep, excellent. All 68s. 68. And 68. And how are we doing? And that's the last of it. So that's great. So there's 12 68s and 2 67s. I was kind of hoping for a 69. There was one or two in there I thought were stood out even amongst these, but obviously they weren't quite enough to get a 69 or even a 68 plus. But that's good. Happy with that. Yeah, so obviously that has shown that my ability to pick them has improved somewhat. And there's nothing to say that some of the ones I rejected may have made 67 or 68, but I had to cut it off at a certain point. So what was this next one? Okay, so this is a mosaic. I had a few other older coins that I couldn't justify getting into that first batch, so I re-evaluated them for this batch, and look at that, 69. Now this is one of the cements that has got to a 70, so the standards on this coin's production are clearly very good. So yes, that's very nice. I had a few of these. Another 69. That's great. And what have we got here? 68. Still very nice. And 68 again. I think that's it. I think I had just the 4 of those. I think I did reject a couple after having got my last results. And what are we here? Another cement. This is the police coin. Again, I hadn't managed to get these into my last lot, but I still felt they were good enough to grade. And here we have a 68 again. So that's good. I think that's what this last couple will be. 68 again. All 3 68s. Great. Excellent. I can't really complain at anything about that, really. I mean, obviously these 2 67s would be nice, but given how many I did, that's not really too bad at all. So that was a quick box because of that, but let's move on to the next one. Okay, box number 2. There will be some more $2, I imagine. Yeah. Okay, so this is so there was more police, so that's a 67. Okay, so the other 3 were 68s. We did get a 67. And okay, so now the World War II cement, 68 again. These also I actually had these in hand when I sent my first batch, but I chose not to put them in that time and kept them for this one. And there's another 68. And I kind of re-evaluated and kicked a few out based on what I learnt from last time. Okay, so that was just the 2 of those. So now we have firefighters again, but this is the non-cement. So this is the standard one, the circulating one, and these came from a roll. So I opened a roll to get this from, and I wasn't terribly impressed with the quality. I picked the best 3, I think, 2 or 3 to grade, but I didn't have high hopes for them because I could see from what I learned before that the quality wasn't amazing. But I'd opened the roll, so I felt that I needed to kind of find out. So I did send them off, and also I'll take one of these for my collection. I've got a collection of these in 65, 66s. I'm not fussy on the grade on these ones, so I'll probably take this one. Yeah, so I could have opened more rolls to try and get better coins, but it's basically a lottery. You know, who's to say whether I got a good roll or a bad roll just because I didn't like the look of them. Okay, so 66, that's better. But I know 67 is not uncommon at all, and I think there might have been a 68 found, I'm not sure. 66 is more typical though. And what have we got here? Yeah, the last one. Oh, 66 again. So 2 66s and 1 65 from one roll. And yeah, so that's not amazing. I mean, again, hard to know if my roll was just not great for grading contenders or whether the production of these coins is suffering slightly. I think it's possibly suffering slightly just from what the population report is telling us. But there we go. Could have been worse. It could have been a 64 if I was unlucky there. Okay, yeah, Tooth Fairy. So this is the 2020 original Tooth Fairy. Again, I had held them back from the previous grading. So I just picked the best ones again. 67. That's pretty average on that coin. All three of these, I think I got three, came from carded versions, not the kits, which has had some problems. 67 again. And 68, that's nice. There have been 69s, but 68's not the easiest one to get. So that's quite nice, and again, I'll probably keep one of those. Okay, yes, so armistice, again, going back a while here, I got hold of a roll, and yeah, decided to kind of use this in my grading as well. Now, I actually checked this, and 66 is not as bad as it appears. For the standard circulating coin, I think 67 is actually the top pop, and there's not a huge amount of them even. So this coin, even though it's a few years old, even then was suffering from kind of quality issues in terms of getting those top grades at least. Although you have to remember that's not what they were designed for. You can't really expect miracles. But I think again there was only 2 or 3 I picked from the roll. Another 66. Oh no, 2, just the 2. Yeah, from that roll. And then here we have the mosaic, lest we forget. Non-C version again. This was another roll I had. 67, that's quite nice from a roll, but again, this coin somehow got produced with very good average conditions across both 67 again. Yeah, both circulating and C mints were above average. And the World War II, again, from a roll, this is the only one. I opened a roll that I only managed to find the one coin I was willing to grade. 66 is nice, so maybe I left behind a 65, but that's fine. You don't really want 65s if you can help it. These days, especially, you could barely make your money back on a 65 if you're selling it on. But again, this will probably be for my collection. It may have been that if I wasn't collecting it, I probably wouldn't have even sent it off, because I had no problem selling them individually, so no obligation to grade them. Invictus Games. Okay, so this is one I'd been trying to grade for a while now, because it's not a coloured coin. So it's a $2 commemorative, but it's not coloured, but it was in circulation. So it's the only one really that's, apart from the changeover, which went across all coins. It's otherwise, and apart from the Tooth Fairy, which wasn't circulation, it's otherwise the only non-colour $2 coin, apart from the Elder, obviously. And the rolls are inexpensive compared to all the others because of that. You can get them not far off $100, which is RRP for a roll these days. So I picked up a roll, and the other reason I did it is because I wanted one for my collection, and you don't actually see them that often, not compared to all the other types of $2 coin. so I thought maybe I would not corner the market, but have some stock that other people didn't necessarily have. So let's have a look. I think I found quite a few. I was quite surprised at this condition of the coins out of this roll, even after all these years, well, all these years, 3 years. Condition was very good. I don't know if maybe the lack of colour means it goes through fewer steps and therefore moves around less in the production, but certainly these, I was quite stunned having looked through several rolls in the same kind of period of time with the condition of them. So 66 is quite nice from a roll. Another 66. Remember, this was all from one roll. 67. See, 67, you know, you'd be amazed to get a 67 from some rolls. 68, yeah. See, it'll take you several rolls to find a 68 these days. And that's, you know, even if you do. And then we have another one. What's the last one? And another one. So 3 68s, 2 67s, and a 66, all from one roll. Okay, third box. I don't think there's many. I think we're done with the $2. Yes, okay, 50 cents. No, 50p. So I have got some UK coins in this one, quite a few actually. Oh wow. Okay, sorry. So some of these are from the 2020 year set, the UK did, and when they do their year sets, they have all the standard coins that you'd see in circulation, and then they have 4 or 5 commemorative coins for that year's set in addition. And 2020 they did this one which was representing the Olympic team. Of course, this set was released at the start of the year, so early 2020, before the postponement of the games. And this coin was meant to then go into circulation, but it didn't because of the upset. So that year set was the only way to get hold of this coin. And I think they're not even planning to do a 2021 version in retrospect, but even if they do, this is the one with 2020 on it. So it will be the rare one. And 69 is definitely the top pop. I'm not sure how many there will be. There may be one other, but there won't be many. Part of that reason is that a lot of the UK coins get sent to NGC, not PCGS, which is NGC is another grading company that's popular in Europe and the US. The US is kind of 50-50 between PCGS and NGC. It's probably not 50-50 exactly, but they're both very well known. Whereas Europe tend to use NGC, and Asia and Australasia tend to use PCGS. But that's very nice. And a 69, even if you count across NGC and PCGS, there won't be many of it, and there'll be a high demand for that. So I'm very happy with that. Excellent. And okay, so this is a £5 coin, also from the same 2020 year set. And this is lovely. This is the King George III commemorative. And yeah, so basically I just graded the whole of one set. It's an expensive set, so I couldn't afford to open more than one and just cherry pick from them. I just had to kind of hope that one set was good. So we'll have to see how that's borne out, but 269s is very good. The other thing to note is that you can't necessarily compare these to Australian coins because they're made from a different mint. So the top achievable grades or the range of quality is slightly different to what we might expect from our coins. But that's very nice. I'm happy with those two already. Okay, so the £2 coin. So the £2 coin is bimetallic. So you've got an outer rim and a silver inner rim. Not real silver, obviously. So this is the Mayflower 100th anniversary. Very nice that. But look, we've got a 66. Now £2 coins are harder. You don't see too many 69s because I think the bimetallic production method possibly either is is harder to not damage in production, but anyway, I mean, it's very nice. And these £2 coins are all from my own £2 collection, so that will be for me, and I'm okay with a 66, 67 on this one. So there were actually three £2 in the three commemorative £2 and the regular £2 in the set. So that's the VE Day, which is celebrating the end of the Second World War after 75 years. Very nice. And then the third was the Agatha Christie, 68. Okay, so we've got 66, 67 and 68 across three of the same coin, or the same denomination coin, in one set. So that just shows, obviously, would have been perfect to really get a few sets, but they're £55. So yeah, looking at to get them over here, get them sent over here, or to buy from a dealer over here, you're looking at more closer to £100, and this is not the proofs, this is the uncirculated version. Okay, so this is the £1 coin. So this is the standard circulating £1 coin. So they've now got the obverse front facing. So they call it the Nations of the Crown, because it's got this design on it, just to differentiate it from the previous round £1 coins that came before it. So again, bimetallic. It's very nice. 66 a little disappointing, but again, I think it's hard in one set. And so here's the circulating £2. Very nice. I love this design. The Britannia head and shoulders there. 67. That's good. Better. That will go nicely for my set. And then we'll be going down the right. So this is the 50p standard circulating 50p. If you're at all familiar with the UK coins, you'll know that they have the obverse, but the reverse is part of a shield design, and you can actually line all the coins from below, from 50p and below. You can line them all up, and they form a big picture of a shield. So this is the bottom apex of the shield on the 50p. 66 again. Then we have the 20p. So on the side of the shield, what was that? 66 again. Again, I think the metal types also have a play in the typical grades. 65 on the 10p, so that's the top corner. You can see two of the three lines from the shield. Yeah, so that's a shame, 65. But again, you can't expect miracles when you're just pulling all from the same set. And 65 again on the 5p, which is the middle of the shield. Very small coin, that. Although I guess, yeah, I think it's a bit smaller than our 5 cents. And the 2p, yeah, so they've still got 1 and 2p in the UK. So there's quite a few coins in the full set. So that's another corner, nice large copper. So you've got the RD here on, you'll notice, because it's a copper coin, to show that that's still red, RD for red. When these coins age, they tend to turn brown. So you get RB for reddy brown, and then BN for brown, fully brown. 67, that's nicer. And then let's have the final 1p. Oh, 69, excellent. Now that's got to be top hop, I would say. Definitely nice. 69. Again, I think the metal does play a part in the quality potential. Now, yeah, I'm going to bore you with a whole load of more £2 because these are all from my collection. Or 68, that's nice. This is the Charles Darwin design. So it's his Charles Darwin's head with the head of a monkey. Charles Darwin, obviously, theory of evolution. So this is from back in 2009. I got this off a PNC, in fact, because that was the most cost-effective way of getting myself an uncirculated version, but that's done nicely at 68. Happy with that. Okay, this is a World War I coin. There's a set of these, and I think I have some of the, yes, I have some already graded, so I'm picking off the ones I missed. And I think this one I can't off a carded version. Yeah, so 67, quite nice. Okay, Robert Burns, and that's, yeah, a nice writing script design. That's from, again, back in 2009, and again I think I got this from a PNC, so both of those PNCs have given me a 68. That's very nice. Now I did get a couple that I chose not to grade, which I bought them specifically to grade, and didn't because I re-examined them and they were just not worth it. 67. Okay, this is the Golden Guinea anniversary. So the anniversary, celebrating one coin on another coin. Now, this is from 2013 to 67. Now that's nice because I actually bought this loose, and I got this actually from another dealer, Andrew Flint, if you're watching, or anybody that knows Andrew Flint of Heritage Numismatics. He sold me this, so shout out to him for providing me this. Hope you get a kick out of seeing it graded. 67 is very nice for a coin. I mean, obviously I trust Andrew, but it was just provided in a 2x2, so I didn't know its history. I didn't know how it had been handled. So I'm happy that it was good and that I examined it and felt it was good enough to grade. So 67 is not bad at all. And here we have the rugby. So this is one of the, I think this is the first commemorative £2 coin in this bimetallic design. So from back in 1999, and I got this off a carded version, which you can get quite cheaply, but I did not expect necessarily to get a 68. That might actually be the top pop. Now, you can't necessarily see in this light, but I think this one has slightly toned. I don't think you're going to see it. Toning's very hard to see, but there is a little bit of an orange tone to it, I believe, from when I was inspecting it for grading. But obviously they don't count toning against the grade. Now, you'll notice there's one missing here, and we'll come to that in a second. And then another £2 coin. So this is the RAF, Royal Air Force logo. So for the anniversary of the RAF in 2018, they did a series of them, and I've got most of them, and I was just missing this one, I believe. So now I've got this one, and that's a 68, and that's very nice. This again came off a carded version. Our own Australian RAAF is obviously celebrating the same anniversary this year, so this is what they went through in the UK a few years ago. So that's great, and that will go, I think there's 4 or 5, the others have the aircraft on, different aircraft on them, so very happy with that. So that final slot is empty because it didn't fit. So we have this extra thick slab, which was pulled out and given to me separately, and this is a very unique coin that is for me. And this is a Mongolian proof antique finish with gold plated design of dinosaur skeleton. Now they've been doing these for a few years, and I first discovered them right at the start of me properly getting into graded coins and seriously into coins a year or so ago, and they were already priced out of my reach, quite significantly out of their RRP, almost double RRP. I mean, it's not huge, it's like a few $100s, but still quite a lot. And this was the 2020 version that came out right at the end of the year, and so I made sure to grabbed it at retail and decided to grade it. It literally arrived the day I sent these off, I believe, so I'm probably one of the first to get this. I think I saw there were 2 on the population report. I wasn't entirely sure at the time I saw that whether mine was included or not. I think it will be. So 70, obviously lovely, perfect grade, and only I think one other at this grade. And it's a nice thick antique coin. So I'm very happy to add that to my collection, and I will slowly but surely try and hunt down the previous releases and definitely keep up if they do more. But yes, unfortunately, thicker slab means it doesn't go into these standard slots. Excellent, so that's that box. We're halfway through and we'll move on to the next one. And here we go with box number 3. So what have we got in here? Okay, so back to Australia and proofs. So this is the 2021 proof set, the baby proof set. They moved on from Possum Magic from the last few years and have got these new toy style designs. So we have the wooden echidna on the 5-cent, and we've got a 69, which is kind of expected, I guess. You kind of hope for 70s, but pray for not a 68 or lower. So 69 is okay. 70, perfect, literally perfect. So that's the wind-up platypus. So obviously it's the same design as the circulating one, but with a slightly different font on the 20, and then the design is a toy edition. But that's very nice. Coin, excellent, 70, very happy with that. And look at that, 70 as well. And this is plush kangaroos on the $1, and those are the 3. So we had 3 non-coloured commemoratives versus the Possum Magic that had 1 coloured 50-cent piece. Again, I couldn't afford to buy lots of sets and pick the best ones, so that's all from the same set. So can't be too unhappy that one was a 69, but I am a little bit, obviously, because that would have been lovely. But it's also extremely difficult to find the fault that will mark you down to a 69. I've had 68s and come back, and like last time I had a couple of 68s and I could not find the fault, even where with a 68 written right there. I could not, even with a microscope, with a magnifying glass and a loop, I could not find what had marked it down. So sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes not. So not too bad at all there. Now 69, and this is the 50-cent piece from the 2021 set. So I think I did a standard set and a baby set, or most of the coins from both. So what have we got here? So this is the standard 5-cent piece. Excellent, that's a 70. Lovely. The 10-cent piece, also a 70. Excellent. And another 70 on the 20-cent piece. I think the silvers do tend to do, on average, better than the gold. Yeah, so I had a spare 50-cent because I did both a normal and baby set, so I did grade the 50 from both. So 169 and 170. So that's nice to get the 70. And so this is the standard $1, 69. That's a shame, purely because of all the 70s. And the $2, 70. Yeah, so close, but no cigar on the full 70 across the board, but very close. And you know, that many 70s from one selection, is one set or one pair of sets is very nice. So now we move back to 2020. Again, I had a proof set I didn't get a chance to grade in the last lot, so I put it through this time. Now I did have 2 to pick from. We've got one that we're keeping with our set of proof sets, ungraded, and because they're individually capsules, in individual capsules, I was able to pick and choose without destroying anything, the best of the bunch. So there's a 70 there for the 5-cent, that's great. Again, 70 for the 10. And again, 70 for the 20. 70 again for the 50. Lovely. Especially, you really want the 70s on the 50 because they're one of the most popular coins. A 70 again on the $1. The $2 is A 69, of course. Okay, so not quite again. Close but no cigar. But again, look, very small sample to pick from, 2 sets, so can't be too unhappy with that many 70s, to be honest. So what have we got here? Yes, so back to 2019 now, because I did a load of these a set of these last time, and I had a spare set, and so I sent some more through to try and chase some upgrades on my disappointments. So 69, it's not a 70 obviously, but I can't remember what I got last time. It may have been a 68 even. I definitely wasn't happy, so I redid it. 50 cent I always redo. That's, yeah, 70. You just can't turn down the chance to grade a 70. And another one. I don't know how I've got 2 of these. Must have had another spare one I didn't grade before. And okay, yes, so this is the moon landing design. I definitely got a 69 or a 68 even. I think 68 last time, so I was definitely wanting to retry that. And there we've got a 70. Excellent. Again, I didn't have much to choose from, but I wasn't going to send it off if I thought there was an obvious issue with it. So that's the end of that box. That's the proof box by the looks of it. There may be some more in the next one. Let's take a look. Okay, next box. Okay, yes, there was another proof. I did get this one last time, and I did get a 70 last time, but because I was breaking another set to upgrade some of them, this commemorative one was too good to not send off again, so that's great. So I've got another 70 there. That's just too beautiful a coin not to have graded, so happy with that. Okay, so that's the proofs over and done with. This one, oh wow, 70. So there was a series of these coins for New Year's Eve in Sydney across 4 or 5 years, and they're not terribly well known. They've kind of come out of the woodwork recently a bit, but they're not a high mintage. They're actually a coloured coin, obviously, and a large kind of diameter, and they're actually made of silver as well. And you can get these, they tend to be around 50 to 60 each. Some years possibly a tad higher. This one I managed to get hold of 2 at a good price, and I had a look at them and I thought at least one of them was good enough to grade, so I've kept one and graded one, and look at that, it's a 70. I don't think there's been any other 70s of this, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that is the sole top pop, so that's a true result there. I mean, it looks great anyway, but to be a 70 and to be the only 70 is, oh, that's fantastic. So I'll have to decide what to do with that. Beautiful. Okay, so this one, I know this one is definitely for me. This is obviously a very large version of the standard Mob of Ruse in silver, 1 ounce of silver, I believe. And they did a few of these with different privy marks. And this is the Merlion, so half lion, half mermaid. Or sea lion kind of thing, if you think of it that way. And it's kind of like a reverse proof. So the background is frosted and the top raised areas are mirrored, whereas normally a proof would have the background or field mirrored and the top raised areas frosted. And same will be same on the other side. And that I just picked up because I'd seen someone else with this graded and I thought it looked amazing. So I just had to get one to grade myself, and when I bought it I hadn't even sent my first lot off, so I had no real experience of grading it, of picking it. But I had a quick look again and decided it was worth sending off, and look, we've got a 69. Again, I think that's the top pop. I don't think any of this, at least this privy mark, have got to a 70. I'll have to double check, but that's nice. That's for me, keeping that one. So some more foreign coins. So this is from Canada. This is Bill Reed. I think it's also known as the grizzly bear or something. But this is a coloured coin that came out last year, and I was really struck with the design. I really thought that as soon as I saw the design mock-up, I thought that will look good graded. Unfortunately, it's a Canadian coin, and Canadian coins, and especially Canadian $2 coins, are notoriously difficult to get good grades in. They just don't make them that well. And this is from a roll. I've got one more here, and that's a 65 as well. So the best two from a roll, and they're both 65s. Again, I think there's probably a 66 or two out there, but the 65 is kind of the best you really can hope for, unless you're super lucky with Canadians. So that still looks very nice. I mean, despite the 65, you've got to get pretty up close to see the scratches, but if you do look close enough, they are definitely there. But yeah, that's quite a nice, unique coin. And then not many have been graded either. Okay, yes, so these ones I've been holding on for ages, thinking to grade. These are New Zealand coloured coins, 50-cent coins, and this is the Armistice Centenary. So this came out the same year as our Armistice coin, obviously. And now this is from a roll again, and as soon as I cracked open the roll, I could see the quality. I mean, they're that bit smaller than our 50 cents, so there's a less chance of scratches, but something about the way they produce them that makes them more like our 20 cents in terms of their ability to grade well. So there's a 68. That's very nice. I think I did two of them. 67 on the other one. Okay, not too bad. And then also from New Zealand, yep, here is the previous one, so the Anzac one from 2015. This was the first coloured coin, certainly the first coloured 50-cent coin, may have been the first circulating coloured coin in New Zealand. It may have been the first commemorative coin. They hadn't done an awful lot of them. 67, and there's two of these two as well. What's the other one? 67 as well. So it's yeah. It's not super popular anymore because I think most people that want them have got them, but I'd been hanging on to them and was determined to grade them. So not too bad on those. So more UK. Wow. Okay. So this is something special. This is another £2 coin, again from the earlier days of the £2 coin, back in 2002, and this was to commemorate the Commonwealth Games. Now there's a set of 4 of these, and there's a small flag, or flag pattern. It's in a circle rather than a square, but it's a flag nonetheless, and there's 4 for each kind of country within the UK. So, well, let's get to them. But that's okay. So 66 for England, 67 for Scotland, and Northern Ireland 67. That's great. I'll explain why in a sec. And Wales 68. Oh, 68. Wow. Okay, so these 4 were in a folder, kind of presentation folder. There may be, again, hard to see in this light, there may be some slight toning on a couple of them because it's just one of those folders where they're just sealed in with kind of sticky glue on the edges of the card. It's not airtight by any means, and it's only a thin film of plastic protecting them. But these 4 coins they all went into circulation as well in the UK, and these 4 are 4 of the 5 rarest coins, £2 coins in circulation. So Northern Ireland is the rarest £2 coin with the lowest mintage in circulation. I think it's about 400,000 in that range anyway, and the other 3 are more about 500,000. And somewhere in the middle there's a different coin, but these are 4 of the 5 lowest mintage UK coins, so these will And because of the previously mentioned tendency for NGC to be used by UK coins, there will be, I think last time I checked, there's less than 10 of each of these coin graded by PCGS. That one, 68, I'm pretty sure is the highest grade any of them get, so that will be top pop, and that will be probably second to top pop, with probably only one above it, and the other 67 will be about the same, and this 60, but this is because these are so rare, people are grading even kind of low 60s just because they're desirable anyway, but for them to be all kind of high top half of 60s, that is going to be, someone's going to be highly desirable to get that set, and to find them all from the same buyer as well. That I'm very happy with that. That's a showcase kind of item. Okay, and now we have another 50 pence. So this is from 2011. This is the World Wildlife Fund, and that's a beautiful coin of lots of different animals with the panda logo in the middle. And this is actually another coin that went into circulation, and is actually quite one of the lower, certainly the top 10 lowest mintage 50 pence coins. I can't take all the credit for that 69 because I only had one. All I did was check it wasn't bad. I really wanted it graded, but 69 has got to be top pop, I'm pretty sure, on that one. So that is another very nice addition. And then a proof, UK proof, the Gruffalo. We had, I had this in stock. Thought I'd double check them for quality. There was one that was a bit debatable. This one seemed good. Obviously there's something not quite perfect about it, but the 69 is nice, and these are nice proofs, very mirrored finish there with a nice colourful image on it. I do like the shape as well. So that's nice. Silver proof that as well. That's good. So these 5 are part of a set. So it's a set. 2019 was the anniversary of the 50 pence, just like it was the anniversary of our 50 cents. And they did a set. They did 2 sets actually. This is from the war-themed set, where they took 5 previous commemorative coin designs and put them on 2019 reissues. Some of them. Some of the designs, when they originally appeared, were on the larger format 50 pence. The 50 pence has scaled down over the years. I quite like these coins. So this one I particularly like, Battle of Britain. A couple of them have got some toning just on the side. One of the sides, I can't quite see it in this light through the camera, but unfortunately they were in a folder that was only sealed in with sticky glue, and the glue had kind of not stuck all the way down, and so let a bit of air in. So just off one side that was nearest the gap on a couple of them has started to tone, but 67, that's okay. There won't be many of these graded again, so it's hard to judge what top pop should be, but that's a nice one. And the Battle of Hastings, so an old style, medieval style design on that one. So it actually has 2016 there because it would have been the anniversary of 1066 when it originally came out, but it's actually a 2019 official date of the coin legally. And then I love this coin. This is the D-Day anniversary. I can't remember which exact anniversary it was from, but I just love the design, and I've got a silver proof of that I'm going to grade next time, I think, once I inspect it. And so the Victoria Cross medal, which goes with the Victoria Cross heroism depiction. These both came out the same year when they first came out. And that's that set of 5. So that's the end of that box. One more box to go. And here we go, last box. So let's get it cracking. So, right, back to Australia, 50 cents. I think this is all 50 cents in this box, pretty much. So I had some random ones, again, I've been queuing up, waiting to grade, possibly thought about doing them last time, but didn't. And this one is one of the Holden Motorsport. This is the second set after the classics kind of original sets. And I think this may have come from a PNC, but a nice MS69, which is really what you want to aim for with these car coins, because a lot of them came out 69, so you don't really want less than that if you can help it. A few handful got 70s, but they're few and far between. So the next one is probably from the classics. Yeah, so the Ford, but the classics set. So this was from the previous year where they did Ford and Holden sets in 2017 of the more classic cars, and then they did the motorsport ones the following year. The classics are a bit more sought after. This is a 68. That's yeah, well, after what I just said, that's obviously not the ideal 69, but it's still very nice. And what was that? That was the Falcon, XA Falcon. Aha, there's the 69 for the XE Falcon, and I'll be happy with that. I'm actually forming a 69 set of these, slowly but surely. I've bought some and I'm grading some. And I think I've got, yeah, so two of these. Oh, the 68 on this one. Okay. So again, no, those were carded, those ones, but very hard to tell the difference between a 68 and a 69 on a 50-cent piece. Well, here we go, another 69. That's another Falcon, XK Falcon. And I think there's two of those as well. Oh, 68, okay. So there we go. So, you know, last time, if you remember, my 50 cents were one of the areas of disappointment. We had some as low as 65 even, but okay. Okay, so 2016. Okay, so I think this has been misclassified. This one is actually the very subtly frosted design. So the Queen's, the raised areas should be subtly, you can kind of see the 50 there in that light. Subtle frosting on this from the Queen's birthday, I think, 90th birthday perhaps. There was a carded set of 3 coins or 3 different PNCs. There was a 50 cent and 2 different 20 cents, and the different 20 cents had different effigies, but all were with this subtle frosting. It's quite hard to see, and that's probably why they missed it, even though when you submit them you do tell them what coins they are. They don't have to guess from looking at them, but they've missed this one. I'll have to see what the actual population report is. I mean, it could be that the standard version didn't get a 69. We'll have to have a look. But yeah, haven't decided whether I'm keeping that one or not. And if I'm keeping it, do I want to return it to reclassify? I'll have to decide on that. But that's the only problem I've seen so far. Obviously, you hope not to get any problems, but right, this one, 2015 coat of arms, gold-plated. I did one of these last time, but I found I had another one, and I looked at it and I thought it actually looked very good, and indeed it is 69. I think that beat, I think I got 68 or something last time, so that's beaten that, and these gold versions are just amazing. AC/DC, okay, so there's a lot of people who graded these because they've become very popular. I bought, we got one for our standard kind of carded collection, and then I've picked up a cheap second one and figured one of the two would be worth grading, hopefully, and it looks like I was right. It was 69, which is very nice. I really like this coin. So yes, happy with that. It's not a revelation. I mean, they've been around for a while, and a lot have been graded, like I say, but that's for me, so I'm happy. Okay, so 2020 Christmas decoration coin. So remember, I put these in the first week of January, so it wasn't too long after these had been released. And I actually bought 5 of these, and so I picked 2, I think, the best 2. Originally I bought 5 because I was going to grade 5, but I had a rethink about learning from my last lot of results. So 69, that's good. Yeah, very nice. Some of the 50-cent pieces these days have become very hard to get good quality. Some of the newer car coins and similar ones have had a problem with the scratches on the Queen's cheek, which is where the most raised part of the coin is. Obviously a production line kind of thing, because I think it was the Motorsport set where every single coin in the set that I had the same exact kind of scratches on the cheek. But this is a 69 as well, so that's great. They're both 69s. And then we have the Year of the Ox. Again, this was out a similar time frame to that Christmas coin, although this is the 2021 dated coin, obviously. It was released just before Christmas. Again, I got 5 of these and picked the best 2. So what have we got here? Another 69. Okay, so that's really nice to know that I've managed to... I mean, I may have left a 69 behind, but the 2 I picked definitely, of each one, all 4 are 69s, and really a 70 would be a bit of a miracle, and really you'd be basically a bit lucky because being able to tell a 70 from a 69 is very hard. So Big Ted again, I did do one of these last time, but I had a couple of extras. I just didn't have space in my 100 to fit them in last time. So we've got a 69, that's good. I didn't get 69 on the first one, so what's this one? And that's a 69 as well. Now I did have, I think I may have had a few to pick from on this, but certainly I evaluated them as to whether they were worth doing, and definitely they are at 69. So wow, we're doing really well on the 50s. Oh, that's it. That's the 50s. So yes, it's not really a disappointment. I mean, a couple of cars at 68 would have been nice, but really they're mostly 69s, aren't they? Just 2 68s out of all of those, however many that was, 15 or so. Okay, so here's the Invictus Games $1 coin, which is, this wasn't for circulation, but this is the one with the braille on the coin. 67, okay, so that could have been better. I've seen quite a few of those at 68, but again, I think I only had 1 of these or 2 of these to pick one from, and this is for myself, so I wasn't totally fussy on the precise grade, but yeah, 67 is not terrible, and that will do nicely. Oh, and this is another indulgent one for me, 67. So I already had, I bought from somebody, there were 2, so start again. There was a whole set of the Great Air Race coins. They all looked a bit similar to this with different planes on them, and there was one coloured one as well. Then they released 2 PNCs, this one and another one, the Airco, and the PNCs had this envelope privy mark on them, only on the PNC version. And I picked up the Airco one from a reseller. I think that was 67 as well, actually. And after getting that, I realised I really should have this one to go with it. So I decided to get hold of some of the PNCs and pick one from it. So I've got a 67 to match it. Now 67 obviously isn't super high, but I do think it is actually about the highest they've got. Possibly because not that many have been graded, but nonetheless, it's not as disappointing as a 67 would be in another coin. And this one, I did catch a glance of this one before. This one has really shocked me. So the donation dollar. So this was released in only for circulation. There was no commemorative release for this. and that's because it's not designed to be collected, it's designed to be donated. And that's a fair sentiment, and I apologise to anybody who thinks that was a bad move on my behalf to grade one of these, but I have a little collection of coloured $1 coins going, and this one belongs in that collection. So I got hold of a bag of these coins and a security roll of these coins. There was no RAM rolls of them, as I say, there was only the formats that the bank gets them in, so security bags and security rolls. I got a bag and I got a roll, and I went through them all, and I picked this one as the only one even close to being worth grading, and I actually did not expect it to get a good grade. It's hard to see on here, but there was some definite contact marks around the field and some minor scratches on the Queen's face, and I thought 64, 65 if I'm lucky, and it has come back as a 66, which is the top pop, and I think there's only 5, including this one, at that grade. Now you will see the paint is not great, unfortunately. I went through all 20 looking at the obverse first, as that's the way I do it. I look at the obverse first because the obverse is weighted when they look at the coins to rule them out from obverse to begin with. And I found this one and I was like, okay, it's head and shoulders above the rest. It's still not great. And then I turned it over and went, oh, the paint's bad. And it is a bit disappointing from certain angles, but other angles it's not so much. So, and yeah, the paint is like toning. The paint is not considered in the grade, so there's been no deduction because of that. It's purely eye appeal. Well, not that's incorrect. Eye appeal is considered, and eye appeal pertains to the coin, but it's personal aesthetics, I guess, that and that can definitely detract from what you get for the coin if you try to sell it. Just like, say, a red poppy, trying to sell a red poppy with a chip in it, you won't get as much, even if it's at the same grade as one without a chip in it. But yeah, that's a surprising result, and it's unfortunate I did know about that, so you didn't get me going, oh my god. But yeah, that's surprising. And just I should mention the other coins that didn't get graded, the other 20, 40 or whatever, I am using to gift to customers that buy coins from me, and I'm not making any money off those, and this is not for making money off of either, so it's not a profit exercise that I'm doing here. I just wanted to make one for my collection. I just didn't expect it to be the top pop, so that's really a nice surprise, that one. Two more. Okay, Simpsons. So this is from the Simpsons PNC, a couple of years old now, but I did grade some Perth Mint coins last time, and I was quite happy with how they look in slabs, if you can get the nice grades. I had a few to pick from, 3 or 4 to pick from, and we've got a 69. I think that's top. I think it's top pop, or if it's not, there's only 1 or 2 above it, and I think only 1 or 2 even at 69. So I'm just surprised no one else has really graded this one, because the PNC itself has been very popular. It didn't sell out that quickly, but on the aftermarket it's been selling for above RRP, even when it's not sold out, which was weird. I think it's sold out now, but yeah, I thought more people would figure this as popular and worth grading, but they haven't really. So so that's nice. We've got a huge collection of our own collection of the proof versions of these coins, so that will go nicely with that. And finally, we have another Perth Mint, the end of World War II coin from Perth Mint, which was on a PNC, and we've got a 68. Lovely. That I'm pretty sure that's top pop for this one. Again, not many been graded, but still, top pop is top pop. I mean, Perth Mint coins, you can get 70s from some of them, but it can be hard to find them because they do all this frosting and stuff, which can very easily get chipped and dinged. but that's very nice. Again, not all of the Perth mints are to my taste, but now and again they just do something that's quite nice and different, and they're larger format than our, if you put them next to the Ram dollar, they're a bit bigger and a bit thicker. I think they're thicker anyway. So yeah, quite happy with that. And again, this hadn't been out long when I sent them off. Oh well, it had, yeah, a few months, but none had appeared on the market when I sent it off anyway. So there we have it. That's the last box, and that's the end. So I am overall very happy. I think you'll have seen, if you've watched all the way through, kudos to you if you have, that there's been very few disappointments. Anything disappointing I kind of knew going in was a possibility, so kind of either because they never get high, or because I had to take them from one set and couldn't cherry pick. But the ones I did pick have definitely done better than last time. And I know it's kind of hard to compare because none of these are, only one or two of these are identical coins to what I graded before. But every coin is different. But I think there's clear signs there that my skills increased on picking the best ones, and I think that's what everyone would agree that does grading is key. It's all about practice, and yeah, I'm very happy. So some of these will be going on our website, so take a look. Be sure to subscribe, and if you didn't see our first video, have a look back. I'll link to that in the description. And thanks for watching. Yeah, subscribe, like it, share it with everybody, and we'll be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching.